Hi, this is Jocelyn Corbin again, and I am now going to respond to Whitney Wilson's paper on independent writing time, her Did You Know project. So, again, we've got the author's agenda up here to write an explanatory piece that uses precise language, domain-specific vocabulary, and a concluding statement that possesses the significance of the topic. Okay, so in the intro, you start with the word independence, and I thought this was great. The topic is independent writing, and independence is such a big topic for students. They all want their independence. They all want to feel independent, so I thought this was a good attention grabber, okay? And you continued on with this language right here, independence. This is why is it that this is the one thing which we all yearn for so bad. And then you say, luckily, independence at any age can be felt as you're given time to write freely. So you talk about how they can earn independence through their writing, and that this is something that they can own, and that's a good thing. And they are getting independent time. This has got to make them feel grown up, and a good way again to introduce this topic. Okay, then I have here, this writing will not be perfect by any means, and I do not expect perfection. I expect it to be that of what it is, a fifth grader's writing. So I thought this was great. You're encouraging them to take some risks and just to write. And Kittle does this as well. I have not read Ray's book, but Kittle's right beside them has the same idea. I realized at this time when I was reading it, okay, fifth grade is the audience here. And I kind of wondered if fifth graders would understand that statement. I expect it to be that of what it is, a fifth grader's writing, sorry. So maybe I would give them some examples, and I was wondering if you do that, because just saying, I expect a fifth grader's writing, they might not know what that means or what that looks like. So I thought maybe if you gave them some examples, or if you wrote along with them, showed them what you mean by this, and might, help them out along the way. Okay, I urge you not to take this time for granted, but use it as a venue to show others that you are capable of taking on more responsibility. Okay, so again, there's that capability of being independent and more responsible. You also use the word trust. Use your time wisely. So you are really giving them the upper hand here. You're making them feel like they are big kids, that like you said, you use the word trust here. This is big for them, so I think this is a good selling point for your audience. You wanted a strong statement, like you said. That's your author's agenda. I thought this last statement used all the right words, and that you did a good job of selling it to them. The theme of independence, trust, and responsibility. In notes here, so in number 1, this puts into perspective just how we want to be given time to write, but once allotted that time, we freeze and no longer which direction to take. This has happened so many times in my classroom, where I finally give them a free write like they ask for, and then they have no idea what to write about. They need guidance. And so I wrote that on here. I found this to be true. I think students need a little more direction than just saying, okay, write whatever you want. We have to, give them a little bit of choice, or, model it, or give them some examples. It's really hard for them to just run with it when they aren't given any kind of guidelines. Okay, so then you have these beautiful questions right here. What genre would I like to try? What stories do I need to tell? What cause could I address with writing? So I thought these were great, topic starters. These are good questions, and I wondered if you have these posted somewhere in your classroom. Seems like it would make a great poster or something that you could put on the smart board or something as they're working along. And I also thought this would be a really good thing to maybe place inside their journal or notebook, a little guide so when they kind of get stuck they could flip open the cover and see this. And so just a suggestion. I realize you didn't say where this was, but definitely something that they probably need to see often when they're writing. Okay, and number 3, within the second paragraph, Ray talks about when children take materials to make houses and they in turn want to show us their masterpieces. So you've got this metaphor here of building a house is like writing and having the right tools, materials, pieces, and it's still a process. I thought that was a good comparison there. It's a good metaphor. It definitely is a process. I have, again, not read this Ray book, but Kittle also mentions, and right beside them, that we're teaching them process. We don't have to have a masterpiece at the end. We don't have to have a finished product. It's more about teaching them how to write, how to get started, how to go through this process. And she talks about how we should encourage them and not like overcorrect them in the process. Just get them writing, get them going. Overcorrection or over guidance can actually be detrimental to their writing. So I know this is something that I personally need to work on. I overcorrect too much, and so that reminded me that I really need to work on that. Okay, finally here we have we all have our special areas in which we like to complete these tasks. You talk about having like a comfortable place to be the most productive. And I can relate to this. This reminded me of when my husband was in Iraq. He's been deployed many times, but one time in particular when he was deployed and I had 4 very small children, and I would drive around until they would fall asleep in the car, and then I would find a quiet spot to park, and that's when I would do my writing. I would do my journaling and write my poetry and stuff like that. And so this kind of reminded me of those days. A comfortable spot is whatever is good for you, whatever, wherever you can find a place where you can get inspiration and go through the process in a comfortable way. That's our spot. So I thought that it was nice that you wrote that, and it reminded me of those days. Thank you very much. I really enjoyed this. I think it's great for 5th graders. You're using, again, all those key words that 5th graders are going to hone in on. So nicely done, and I hope you share it with your students soon. Thanks.